Welcome everyone to Van Life Sheldon's Travel. Good morning. Well, we're right here in West Seattle, right outside of C&P Coffee, and we're gonna head in and meet Static Campervan, and we're gonna bring you with us. So let's head on in to get some coffee and have a good day.
We'll go ahead and collab.
Well, we're right here at C&P Coffee, hanging out with Static Campervan, just enjoying ourselves. I think we're gonna actually head on to the park and check out the ocean, and we're gonna check out his van and bring you guys with us. Well, guys, we actually left the coffee shop after having some nice conversation with Static Campervan, and we decided to come over here to a nice little park so we could just kind of look around and look at his van. So let's spin around, take you inside his little house here. Well, everyone, here is Static Campervan's van. He's in a 2015 Ram Promaster City, 1 year older than ours.
Like said, this is a 2015 Ram Promaster City, and basically I just set it up for me. Just one person, basically. So my layout is much different, and it all gets based around having a bed that is set up at all times. So my bed is about 30 inches wide, which means I can use it just like I'm doing now as a sofa during the day, but then when I'm tired, all I got to do is lay down. I don't have to set anything up. So that was kind of my main goal when I set up the van, was to have a bed that was always ready to just fall into. And then I have a lot of other things that are basically the same as Mike and Stephanie's. Basically, I wanted a sink. I wanted to be able to wash my hands, wash dishes, clean myself up, and actually do laundry in it if I have to, which I have done occasionally. And then, if you're not familiar with me, I drink a lot of coffee, so I want a stove that was set up all the time, that was easy to use. So that sits here.
But that's your second stove. You used to have a different setup that a lot of the RVers have, right. And I think this is a better setup, don't you, than the other?
I do, because, you know, I like to sit with my sliding door open a lot, and what I found with the other stove was I had to close the door in order to actually use it. With this one, it's got this little wind guard that goes around it, and so I can actually use it with the door open with it windy.
And it makes a huge difference, right?
Which is great,
it's a game changer, right?
Right, I love that.
So if you haven't noticed, I don't know the name of the old stove, but I know a lot of the van dwellers use it, and it's a great stove, don't get me wrong, but in windy conditions, and in a small van, if you need some ventilation, maybe not the best. So I'm a big fan of these. We used to carry one as a backup, and we quit carrying it now that we have the Camp Chef and we know it's so reliable. We've been pretty confident in it. But for a year, I actually carried one of these, and it runs on butane, and it works very, very well and very easy to buy the butane and to find it, right?
Actually, this is the dual fuel one,
nice.
So I can actually use the propane or butane. I don't care for butane. I just think it's a waste buying all those little canisters.
And they're $3 a can, and if
they can be.
They can be,
right.
And even at Walmart, $2.79. And if you buy them on Amazon, you can get a package of them. But when we live in a small van, where are you going to put a 18 pack of butane, right? Like people just think we just put washers and dryers and all kinds of other things in here because we want to, but
because we've got all this
extra
Look
space.
At all this space we've got. Yeah, right.
But he does have and I want to say, if you're using a Mr. Buddy heater, I want you to know this Wave 3 here is maybe what you want to be switching to. We use the oven, as you know, and it really works great for us, but at any time that really doesn't start working good for us, this is the way I'll be going. So, and he actually put it on a TV. He has it bungeed, of course, but he has it on like a TV mount, guys, and that allows him to just swing it out over here and get the clearance that you're going to need for it, because it needs some clearance. So if you're wondering how you can attach things that need clearance and get that clearance, get yourself a cheap TV rack, and this can really make a big difference in your van dwelling experience. You can use these for all kinds of things, not just this. So if you need something to swing away, don't try to re-engineer the wheel. Use something that's already tried and true.
Right, yeah.
You know, it works. So.
And on Amazon, these are like $20.
Yeah, they're nothing
so it's
nowadays.
It's not a big deal. You just buy a piece of wood, anything, and bolt it on, and then it's easy. It's done.
And now you don't have to worry about those clearance issues that you would have to with anything else. Because
And-
now he can just tuck it away.
Right,
And
it
it's
just
out of the
tucks.
way and out of the way and out of sight, out of mind.
Right,
So.
because this is right behind my sink, so I need to get it tucked away. But then when I'm running it, I just have it out. Yeah. This thing's great.
I also like your water filtration system. It was one of the things I really wanted to do in our van, but just don't have the room with the two of us. But you used to have a Berkey, right?
No,
You kind of made a Berkey in a way, right?
Right. It's basically just a homemade Berkey. You can buy the filter candles, and then all you just need is a couple of jugs. You drill a hole in the bottom of one, a hole in the top of the other, and a spigot, and you're good to go.
And if you want to see more of this, head over to Static Campervan's channel. I know he has a lot of explanation of how you built this and a lot of different videos that's in there. So if you really want more information, please go over. And I hope you go over and subscribe to his channel if you've not already. I mean, he's bigger than us, but hey, I'm hoping some of you don't even know about him, and I hope you go over and check out his channel. He does live in the Seattle area, and he's static. He works here and lives here in the city, in this ProMaster City, which works. So he's not traveling like us, but it's a different kind of people are doing this.
Right.
This is what works for them.
Right.
And for us, traveling and working works. But if you need to be stationary in the city, why not get a van and use it? I know we can't afford $1,500 in rent,
No.
and I know you can't either.
No.
And this makes you more. You don't have to make as much money.
Right.
At the end of the day, you don't have to make as much money, and that is so much less stress. So if you're wondering why we do this, that's one of the reasons is right there. It's just less stressful. You don't have to make as much money because you don't spend as much money. So, but you have everything here that you need as if it was in an apartment. And that's what I tell everyone. I have everything in that van that we would have in a home or an apartment, and so do you. And that's the big difference between people that are really living in their vans and people that are weekending in their vans. Because you figured it out just like we figured it out. What works and what doesn't work, and have moved past it. And this is what you get as a working little tiny camper. And to me, you've done a great job, Static.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know, but one of the reasons I put a sink in, a stainless steel sink, is because of him. He made a comment on one of his videos when I was building the van that he takes his hot, when he worked in a restaurant, he took his hot pans, cast irons or whatever, was able to put it right in the sink. And for Steph, she does that all the time, and that really, really helps. You don't have to worry about burning anything. It's super hot, toss it in there, and you're good to go. So for anyone that says they don't really need a sink in their van, I disagree. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, you might not if you're thinking about just cleaning up and washing your hands, but if you're thinking about just cooking, especially if you're going to do cooking, but it just gives you a lot more flexibility.
It does.
Just you've got a place to put something hot, like you said, and there's always those few times where you want to clean up and you can't get to the gym,
and it's just nice.
And you have it. Having options, to me, is huge. I want options.
Because when you're out in the BLM land or the National Forest, you might not have access to a shower
No.
or hot running water.
No.
And after a little while, you want to feel like a normal person again.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, even for me in the city, I might have a 40-minute drive to get to my gym,
and is
depending
that
on
worth
where
it?
I'm parked.
And that's
Right.
not worth it. It doesn't economically make sense for
No.
you. So, it's nice to have a great place to clean up, and I'm a big advocate of this. If we had room, we would build one of these too. I really like it. Also, if you don't know, he just uses a big 5-gallon bucket, guys. That's all, and that's what he puts his water in, and it makes it really easy to fill. Right? I would say it makes it a lot easier than using. I see you do have a jerry can like us on the side, but
Yeah,
think
I just wanted something simple, and I wanted something that I could see the level of the water in.
I agree.
So that, yeah, it just
You did,
and it's a $5 bucket from Lowe's.
and
you
if
know.
it gets funky or whatever, you
I
just
can
throw
toss
it
it out.
away.
And when it gets dirty, yeah, you can take the top off and actually get your hand in there and clean it out.
Where the jug, like the 7-gallon jug that I have, getting your hand in there and getting it clean is kind of a hard to do. Where
Right.
he'd almost just buy a new bucket for a couple dollars and
Right.
call it a day.
Yeah.
So that's a really good option if you're trying to do it on the cheap. I also would like for you to talk about how he has the same Max Air fan that we do, and we love it because you can have it on whenever it's raining outside. So if you're wondering what the difference between a Max Air and a Fantastic fan, you can leave this one on when it's running. It's the same one that we have when it's raining. You can run it all the time. It's a big, big improvement over the Fantastic. So
and not only that you can leave it open all the time, but when you are running it, it uses a lot less power than the Fantastic fan. So to me, that's if you're on a limited amount of solar like we are, that's a huge difference.
it is.
Huge difference.
It doesn't take any.
No.
Also, something he did that I've been contemplating doing, and maybe you'd like to talk about, he actually drilled a hole in the bottom of the floor. And you're probably thinking, what? Why would he do that? But I'll let you explain.
Right. I don't know if I can get it.
That's fine. We don't have to show it.
down there, but
It's kind of like it's just a circle. It's actually the size of a.
It's a garbage disposal ring that would go in a regular kitchen sink.
And that's what he uses as the cap, so that it makes it so no fumes or no water can come up and makes it watertight. But
Right.
why did you do this?
I can put the stopper in if I don't want it, but honestly, it stays open all the time, even in the wintertime.
Right.
Just because I'm getting shaky with the camera, I think.
Okay.
I want fresh air in the van all the time.
Right.
So I leave my Max Air vent fan open all the time, year round, and I leave the little floor vent open year round. That way, if I'm running the heater, if I'm cooking, or even just, if I'm in here breathing, I've got a
fresh air.
steady supply of fresh oxygen coming through the van.
So if you don't understand that, basically the air underneath the van casts a shadow on the ground. So underneath the van is probably going to be the coolest place near the van, if you're going to have a cool place at all.
Right.
Should be,
Right.
depending on how hot the concrete is.
Right.
But that cool air can now be pulled up into the van as fresh, cool air and pulled out. It's something I'm really considering, guys, and you might want to do a little bit of research on your own, but you've been doing it now for, 2 years?
I've had it, for more than 2 years.
3 years
Yeah,
now, almost.
Yeah, I didn't start with
You
the
didn't
hole in the
start
floor,
with it. You
but I found
progressed
that,
to that.
I
Yeah.
found I needed something, and it just seemed like the right answer. And I think it's the best decision I've made with the van was to drill the hole in the floor. And I know some people don't
freak
like the
out,
idea,
right? But I'm
But-
on board with
yeah,
you, and I'm
it's
really,
worked for me.
really considering it, guys. So when you see me do it, don't freak out. We got a guy here that's done it, and it's working for him. So that's
no problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but you have an amazing setup, and I think we're gonna go check out the view of the city, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So
Yeah, we're in a great spot.
We're in a great spot here, and I just want to say thank you for meeting up with us. If you don't know, I hit him up on Instagram on Friday night, and Saturday morning actually Thursday night, and Friday morning at 7 a.m. he hit me back, and here it is Sunday afternoon, and we've had a great day. So I hope you really enjoyed this just as much as I have. So
I have too. Yeah. Yeah. This
Good
is
deal.
great. Yeah.
we really love collabing with people, so it's just a different different thing to do.
It's a fantastic thing.
It's a fantastic thing
get-
for both channels, and
We get friends wherever we go, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys. Well, we've had an amazing day hanging out with Static Campervan right here in Seattle, Washington. We went and had some good coffee, great view, great conversation, and we got to see his van too, and I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to head on, I think, to Olympia National Park tonight. Craig and Sandra actually have a campsite there waiting on us, so we're going to head that way. It's going to take about 3 hours, but you know we don't care. But we'd like to thank Static for meeting up with us. We greatly appreciate him showing us around. Great host here in Seattle. And till next time, please like
Comment.
and subscribe.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
More content on the Patreon, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We appreciate each and every one of you watching our videos. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button or the Patreon button or one of our hundreds of videos in our playlist below.